Today we are talking all about what you can expect when going under anesthesia. Here we go. Today we are going to talk about all you need to know when you are recovering from anesthesia. So I've been a physical therapist for over 20 years. I've worked with thousands of clients recovering from surgery that includes anesthesia, but also I've had surgery myself over 6 times and been under anesthesia myself. So I'm coming at this from a very personal perspective to let you know what you need to know as you recover from any surgery that involves anesthesia. So first thing is to make sure when you have your pre-op appointments with your doctor that you get all the information you need to know about anesthesia. So find out if it's a general anesthesia, and that is going to be the most common for major surgeries if you're going to the hospital. But there's also something that sometimes they'll call light anesthesia or heavy sedation, and that can be used in smaller procedures. So for example, when I was going through IVF and had egg retrieval, that was more of a really heavy sedation or a light anesthesia. So it's important to understand which one of those you'll be experiencing. So then you'll go to the hospital for your procedure. You will do all your pre-op stuff that day, and part of that will be meeting the anesthesiologist. So you'll be able to talk to them. They should come and introduce themselves to you, explain to you how it works and what you can expect. And that's really helpful simply to calm your nerves and know who's going to be in that hospital room with you the whole time, looking out for you from that perspective. And so typically what they'll do, just so you know, and again, these are questions for your doctor, but just so you know what to expect, typically they're going to set you up with some medication to help you calm down before you go into surgery. So sometimes that's a Valium. It can be different, again, medications you can find out from your doctor, but that will help calm your body, calm your mind a little bit as you get wheeled into the surgical room. And then what will happen is, and again, this is fairly typical, you'll want to find out in your situation, but they will start setting you up and they will put like an oxygen mask over your nose and your mouth and tell you to count down from 10, okay? So that's what it's always been for me, count down from 10. And it's so interesting because in your mind you're thinking, that's not gonna do anything. What happens when I get to 1? I'm wide awake, I'm a little nervous, I don't know what's going on, this isn't gonna do anything. That's what's going through your brain. So you start counting down from 10, and the next thing you know, you're waking up from surgery. And that's the first thing I want you to know is anesthesia does not feel like being asleep. When you're asleep, you kind of, right, have a little bit of awareness of time passing, of being asleep, you dream, those kind of things. With anesthesia, it is like time gone. That's it. You fall asleep and you wake up the next second, having no idea that you had surgery or that any time has passed. Typically, like looking back, I get to 8. I count down from 10, 9, 8, and then I wake up and I'm like, what just happened? So that is how it works. I know it can be scary the first time that you're doing it. It feels nerve-wracking to me every time I have surgery and they wheel me into that room, even though it's been numerous times. But having that understanding, there are people there with you. There are people who have come and introduced themselves to you. There are people there who it's their main function. You have the surgeon, but you also have people who really are just there standing next to you at your head, monitoring you and that anesthesia the whole time. That is really helpful. So you'll count down and the next thing you know, you're awake. So that's the point I want to talk about a little more, is what you can expect from a recovery standpoint, because doctors don't usually talk about this piece. They talk about your shoulder or your knee or all your restrictions and physical therapy, and all that is so important, but they don't really talk about the anesthesia part that I want you to really have an expectation about. Anesthesia will affect your body for months, sometimes after surgery. That will have an effect depending on how long your surgery is. So the longer your surgery is, the longer it takes for your body to really process that and kind of almost detox itself from it. It is literally kind of passing it out of your system. This is something I heard years and years ago. There's no research to back it, so don't quote me on it, but I think it's a really good thing to understand just how anesthesia can affect you. That for every 30 minutes you are under anesthesia, it can take up to 30 days for your body to process that afterwards and kind of get it out of your system. And it's just that idea of how much it can take for it to get out of your system. And what you can expect and feel can include things like brain fog, kind of just feeling really foggy and fuzzy. I have seen, and this has happened to myself as well, you can get really emotional and not always be able to kind of process your emotions. Crying jags, those kind of things are really common. Headaches, moodiness, a lot of lethargy, so just really tired when you feel like you should be recovered from surgery, like your knee feels okay, but you just feel, still so tired. Those are all effects of the anesthesia. So I say that just to say, don't be surprised. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Give yourself a lot of grace and patience, because that is really a true effect that's happening. Drink a ton of water. Talk to your doctor if you need to. Do whatever you need to just keep yourself moving forward in the healing process, and trust your body to do that for you. And then another main thing that happens with anesthesia that I have to tell you about is constipation. So anesthesia alone, and then you add any pain medication on top of it that they give you at the hospital, that you take at home, can cause major constipation. Just don't be surprised. It has happened to me every single time. It happens to most people I know. And to be completely transparent, the last time I had a major surgery, I had to talk to the doctor and get a liquid enema to take at home to feel comfortable a week after surgery. Because again, the anesthesia, the pain meds alone can make you constipated. And then depending on where your surgeries are, which for me, it's always abdominal, it makes it kind of uncomfortable to go to the bathroom. So make sure you set yourself up to be successful with that too. Talk to your doctor, stay hydrated. They will most likely give you stool softeners at the hospital. If they do, take them if you need to. So those kind of things will help tremendously, but just know that's a very common side effect. Be prepared for it. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. We just need to move past it, right? So those are the things you can kind of expect from anesthesia, but I really like to put this information out there because I see so many clients after surgery who, again, the surgical site itself starts to feel better and they just don't feel like themselves yet, even a month later. And I like to remind them that this is normal. It's part of the anesthesia. Keep doing your healing things. Keep doing what you need to be doing, one foot in front of the other. But it is a part of surgery. It's not something to be worried about or scared about, but it's something to just understand so you know how to set your own expectations after any surgery. So feel free to reach out with questions, and whatever you are going through, I wish you the very best. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe to be notified when I have new videos that come out. You can find more, including my exclusive unlimited community with full-length workouts, a workout calendar, recipes, and more over at jessicavalantpilates.com. Join our unlimited program. I would love to see you there.